Hello, I am Aniket from Tarkashastra Academy. Today we have with us Mahesh. Mahesh is an engineer from COEP, a civil engineer from COEP. After that, he worked in an organization for 2.5 years. Then, due to unfortunate reasons, he had to take a break from his job, and that made him take a gap of 2 years. After that, he wrote the CAT exam, scored a good percentile, converted various IIMs and PGDBA course by IIM Kolkata, IIT Kharagpur, and ISF Kolkata. So let us hear from him. So Mahesh, how are you?
Fine, sir. How are you?
I am good. I am good. So can you tell me about your category and your CAT percentile?
Sir, I scored 94.67 percentile in CAT 22. My category is OBC.
Mhm. And
Uh,
all the calls
uh,
that you have converted till now?
uh, I have converted all the baby IIMs and new IIMs except IIM Trichy.
Okay.
And uh, except IIMs, then there are IIT Madras, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Kanpur, and PGDBA.
And
These
PGD.
are all the colleges I converted.
Okay. So confused between any of the IIMs or PGDBA program now?
So at the start, I was confused between IIT Madras and IIM Raipur.
Okay.
But after that, when PGDBA results came,
Result was
I was pretty
ready.
sure that I will join PGDBA only.
Okay. Okay. And business analytics is the future. Correct.
Yeah.
So you finished your graduation in 2019, then around 28, 29 months in corporate. Then because of COVID, you got COVID twice, and for that you had to leave the job. And then because of that, you had a gap of around 2 years. Then you wrote the CAT exam, scored 94 percentile, got converted various IIMs. Definitely you appeared for various interviews. So was this gap year an issue in any of the interview? Can you elaborate about the experiences and specifically related to gap year?
Yes, sir. Before telling my experiences, I want to address that it's purely depend on the panelist if they want to ask you about
Okay.
their gap year or not. So
Okay.
if I start with my interview experiences, the first I am for which I gave an interview, that was I am Rohtak.
Hmm.
In I am Rohtak interview, they didn't ask me about anything. Why gap year is there? That was purely technical round. So
So
they asked me
technical
about civil
means
engineering.
you're based on your education or work experience?
That based on education and work experience, both.
Both.
Like
Okay.
mostly from civil engineering background.
Okay. So
They
no
asked
question on
civil
gap
engineering.
year in I am Rohtak.
Yeah,
Very,
there was no question
very.
on. Then there was a cap round. In
Hmm.
cap round, they asked me about the gap year. I told them that sir, I have COVID, and gave them an answer that I have to take leave due to my health issues, and doctor advised me. They said, okay, now are you fine? They were caring. They asked me, are you
Very
fine right
friendly
now?
hand.
Okay,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So your reason
That's
they
it.
found it quite valid
Yeah.
while addressing the issue, that they found that reason for leaving the job was quite valid, and because of that you got a gap of 2 years. Okay.
Yes. When IIT Madras, that was a physical interview.
Hmm.
They also asked me about why there is a gap. So
Hmm.
I told them about the same COVID reason, and they
Hmm.
were pretty good about it. They didn't cross question me or
Okay.
any questions कि why जरूरी था क्या, like that.
जरूरी था.
But
Okay.
I have experience in I am Kozhikode finance interview.
Hmm.
Uh, the first question was on the gap year.
Okay.
Why do you have a 2 years of gap year?
Hmm.
So I told them the reason, which was genuine. So they said, I don't think this is a reason to leave a job. Uh, the panelist said, I myself got a COVID 4 times. Still, I am doing my job.
Hmm.
So I was like speechless at that point of time. What should I counter it
So
with?
they were trying to grill you.
Yeah, they were trying to grill me, but uh, I took a stand on that. So
Hmm.
maybe your health issue was not that bad. Maybe some other reasons,
Okay.
but I have to take leave from my job, and I was firm on my point. And luckily, I was waitlisted at I am
Okay, okay.
Kozhikode
So they tried to
process.
grill
I
you
was
about the gap year, but still they gave you the wet list. Have you converted
still they
it?
waited me.
Have you converted it?
Sir,
I am
no,
Kozhikode.
sir. Due to low moment, I think it's stuck around 11 right now.
Okay, 11 wait list. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
But then we converted PGDBA. How was the experience in PGDBA interview?
So it was very good. Panelists were very supportive. Uh, it was a physical interview in Mumbai.
Hmm.
I went there, and I was the last person to give that interview. So it's quite stressful at that point. You have to wait for like 2.5 hours to give an
Okay.
interview, and stress builds up to that point. You are going in there. So I went in there. They greeted me. They asked me about uh, tell me about yourself and all those things. Uh, there
Hmm.
were three. Uh, there were three panelists. One from IIM Kolkata. Second is from IIT Kharagpur, and the third one is from ISI.
Okay.
Uh, IIM Kolkata guy was asking like business questions about
Hmm.
GK and business questions. What
Hmm.
are happening around us in business world and all those things. IIT Kharagpur guy was asking about technology, like what are you interested in technology, like AI,
Hmm. Hmm.
uh, 3D building, 3D printing,
Hmm.
and all those things.
Hmm.
And ISI person was asking in a pure mathematical question. He gave me a mathematical question and said that prove this statement.
Hmm. What was the
It was
question?
it was a like a linear algebraic equation. Like you have to prove that there are certain questions. I don't remember exactly,
Okay,
but it
okay.
was a quite easy question, and he's also supportive in that. He's leading towards the answer. If
Oh,
I stuck somewhere, he's leading. Giving me hints.
okay, okay,
So it
okay.
was quite a good interview. And in PGDBA, they didn't ask me about my gap year.
Okay.
I was also quite surprised that why why they didn't ask me about that.
Hmm.
But
So overall, if we conclude in 30-40% of the interviews, they did not even ask you about the gap year. In
no, they didn't
most
ask
of
me
the
about that.
interviews where they asked you about the gap year, they accepted the reason. They found the reason to be quite valid. Only there was one case, that is IIM Kozhikode finance interview there where they tried to grill you on this. So if the students have a gap year, it is not a big of a issue. You may be grilled on it for one or the other interview, but in most of the cases, if you have a valid reason or if you are able to tell what you did in those 2 years or 1 year or 3 years, so if the work that you have done is sufficient, they will accept the reason. That is what we can conclude, right?
Yes, you have perfectly summarized it. If you have a gap year, you need to justify it first, and you are giving good answers to their questions in technical and all other fields. I don't think gap year matters at that
Okay,
level. Ki they will solely reject you on the basis of gap year.
okay, okay. Very nice, very nice. So मतलब बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स की जो इशू रहेगा, टेंशन रहेगा, that will be reduced now because
Yeah.
जिनका ऐसा बहुत
Because
सारे स्टूडेंट्स ऐसे रहते हैं जो ग्रेजुएशन के बाद 1 साल का गैप ले लेते हैं एंड दे मे बी वरीड, बट इफ यू हैव अ गुड स्कोर एंड वैलिड रीजन तो आपका गैप ईयर जस्टिफाई हो जाता है. ठीक है. नाउ वी आर सिटिंग इन द मंथ ऑफ जून. What was your preparation strategy overall? All the three sections, how did you prepare? I know that you were
uh,
not that good in verbal section. How did you cope up with that? Yeah, so if you can elaborate
uh,
on
based on my past CAT exam, I know that I am very weak in verbal section. So
that.
first thing that I started reading newspapers, business editorial journals, and
Okay.
after that I I started to prepare for vocab, as it will help me in CET and CAT also.
Hmm.
And I started doing a lot of practice in verbal.
Hmm.
In the month of June, I was actually covering all the topics for all three sections, like
Hmm.
VRC, logical reasoning, and quant. And before 2.5 months, I started giving mocks.
Okay.
Uh, Overall, I have given at least 25 to 30 mocks.
Okay. 25 to 30
20 or
minutes.
30, yeah. 25-30 mocks and 10 additional mocks for sim cat level that I have the suspicion of IIMs.
Oh.
There is a national level examination. I given that 10. So in the month of June, you should be preparing individually for individual topics. You should be covering it before 2 months before the CAT,
Hmm.
2.5 months before the CAT. Then start giving mocks. You know, mocks are very important.
Hmm.
When you start giving mocks, you will realize that in which section you are lagging,
Hmm.
and you will be able to perform at 2 hours at your peak performance. You will
Correct.
perform or
Correct.
not. When you start giving first mock, you will not be able to sit for 2.5 hours. Then you will realize you will start doing small mistakes which should not happen in an exam. Like you know the answer, but due to pressure or due to any other things, you will get it wrong.
Hmm.
So by time passes, you will rectify your that mistakes and get give your 100% and know that this is my strategy and I will apply this strategy at the D day.
Okay, great. So around 25 to 30 mocks and around 2.5 to 3 months before you should be done with your preparation, most of the topics, right? That
Yes,
is
sir.
what you are saying. Okay, very good. Now, how is your life after converting so many IIMs and so the PGDBA call? How are your friends reacting? How are your parents reacting to it?
Uh, that IIT Madras gave its result at very early before
Okay.
any colleges. So that at that moment, I was like, thank God, this year I will be going to college.
Okay.
Okay, and
मतलब फिर
when
से
I
LRDI
told
quant और verbal नहीं पढ़ना है.
नहीं पढ़ना पड़ेगा. Then I told my parents, friends, they were very happy about it. So they were like, ठीक है, अब हो गया है, चलो.
हाँ.
He will move forward in his life.
हाँ.
So after that, I सब खुश थे, सब ठीक था. But then one after another, I started converting better calls, and on 19th May when PGDBA came, like I
Hmm.
was on the cloud nine, like
Yes, I mean
this was my
every.
best shot, and this
Yes.
was my best shot, and I converted it.
Hmm.
When I told my parents, they were like, really, you have converted it? I said, yes, Mohammed, and this is the fine. And we were paying for the acceptance. Like I paid for IIT Madras, I am Raipur, and this was the third college where I was paying the acceptance
Yes,
fee.
yes, yes, yes.
Finally, yeah, finally, बिल्कुल finally. So like they were very happy about it.
Okay. One more thing, many students may have a issue. If you pay the acceptance fee, in most of the colleges, it is refunded after a deduction of small amount, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Uh,
Very.
in uh, to give it specifically, like IITs and all other colleges, they have their specific rules. Like in IIT Madras, for different colleges, there are different acceptance fees. For
Correct.
IIT Madras, it's like 2.5 lakhs, like first semester fees. And
Hmm.
in IIMs, all other IIMs, it's 1 lakh.
Okay.
And IIMs will refund you in the June end.
Uh,
And IIT Madras also, they said that after deduction of like 5K,
hmm.
they will refund you all the money.
Remaining amount. IIM Raipur will be refunding the complete amount or
Yeah,
they'll be
I am Raipur will be refunding after deduction of 1K as per
1,000.
AST rules.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a nominal deduction, but they'll refund them. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Mahesh, for taking out time for us. And definitely students will learn a lot and will be clear with many of their doubts. Thank you so much.
Uh, Thank you, sir, and thank you for giving me opportunity to tell my story about the gap year. At most of the students fear about the gap year. I
Hmm.
like to say them that if you have a good percentile and you are thoroughly prepared in all other things like technical, your background questions and all other things, business GK questions, I don't think it will be very it will affect you. Your gap year will affect you in your interviews or selection process. So give your
Okay.
best. Don't think about your gap year, and If you have gap year, try to justify your gap year with an reason. That will be sufficient.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Mahesh. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.